Let's see. Oh, there's my counter. Okay, great. So we'll just have a moment to have anyone that might be joining us. I'm a little bit late today. And we'll see if we have any more of a crowd. So thank you for being here. And we'll get started in just a minute. All right, so we'll just get started and maybe we'll have a few more. Thank you so much for being here. The crowd that I have right now, thank you. So my name is Sarah from Aligned with Sarah. Today on Let's Talk Tuesday, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the difference between doing and being. So for the last few Let's Talk Tuesdays, I've done like this thing versus that thing. And I think of all of them, I think all of them are important. I think this being and the doing thing is, it doesn't take much to shine some light on it. And it is such an incredible concept to start to notice and be involved in how you change and engage. So I'm real excited, like I always say, I'm really excited to talk about this today. And it's coming at a really wonderful time because I'm noticing that I am doing and doing and doing and doing, and there's not a lot of being, and there's not a lot of presence, and there's not a lot of like very settled energy that's going into kind of any moment of my day for the last month or so. So I'm changing the schedule for Let's Talk Tuesday, and I'll talk about that later in the video. And my decision came when I was getting ready for this, and I really just wanted to like put some stuff down on the paper. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is all like the doing and not really the being and the engaging. So let's jump right into the content for this Let's Talk Tuesday, the being and the doing. So the doing is really easy to describe as these are the actions that we're taking. So we want something new in our life. So we have to do something new. So if we keep doing what we're doing, we're going to keep getting what we're getting. If we want something new, we have to try something new. We have to let something go. There's some combination of those things, letting go, receiving, all of this newness. But those are examples of the doing. So if we want to be more organized, the doing part is, clearing the clutter, finding some bins, throwing things away or recycling them, whatever, and learning new behaviors, like learning how to do a file system, learning how to organize on clipboards. And so all of those are doing. And then there comes to a point where there's like this being part where we have to be aware of our inside behaviors, our subconscious mind, our the values that we're holding around things. So that's where we get into this different energy of like, okay, so I cleared my desk off, I emptied my file cupboard because I want to be this more organized person. And then there comes to this point where you need to actually like be that organized person. You need to change that subconscious reaction that happens when there's, the end of the day and you're tired and there's a pile of papers here and you don't want to deal with it. So it stays there. And then, it's stuff that's half completed. It needs to go, in the file cabinet over there. And then we have another day. So there's not this like being, this like digesting this new energy of being organized. So I saw this really great, I feel like in the energy world, in the coaching world, alternative healing, I feel like there's a lot of pictures of icebergs that represent a lot of things. And I think mostly because it has this great connection to our conscious mind and our subconscious mind of like, this is what we see. This is really what we connect with. But then there's like this whole other experience down here. So we have the iceberg again, and the top of the iceberg, the tip, is doing. And so that's like, those things like I'm going to be tapping, my new routine to reduce my anxiety. I'm going to be exercising so that I can feel stronger, feel, my back can hurt less. And then all of the rest of that iceberg, everything underneath, which is usually like 80% of an iceberg, is going to be all of the being that needs to happen to connect you in a place, or connect you to that place that you're going with your goals. So sticking with I want to be more organized example, so the words that we can use, so like to describe the being, the value that you place on organization, the beliefs that you hold on how important it is, and the beliefs that you have learned as far as the new organization system, assumptions that you have. There's some like deep-rooted information that's going on in your body regarding being organized or being disorganized. There's some lesson that you learned in my belief system, something early in life that was just downloaded, held in your body somewhere, connected to your root chakra, your root being. There's a story in there that is going to play out until we learn a new story. So those are the assumptions, and the attitude that we have towards the messiness or the cleanliness or the organizing, the attitudes around that. So another couple pieces of the being, the part of the iceberg that's below the water, is going to be that background behavior. So the upfront behavior is going to be the like new file system and this and that. But the background behavior is going to be all those subconscious thoughts and the reactions that we have in those moments where we're not responding. And that was the discussion last week of the energy involved in and out of reacting to a situation versus responding to a situation. And so the being part of this iceberg is going to be where we house our reactions. What is our knee-jerk reaction to, being tired, the experience of being disorganized, the knee-jerk reaction to being organized? That's down here in the being part of the iceberg. And these two are really big. These last two are two really big pieces. The trusting and the like, what are you going to do in those uncertain times? So I touch on this a little bit. I probably have said it in Let's Talk Tuesday. I know I've said it in other videos. I know that I say it all the time when I'm talking to clients. If you are learning tapping, or if you're learning a new organizing system, that system has nothing to prove to you. The tapping routine has nothing to prove to you. There is this trust that needs to happen, this surrendering that needs to happen, where we believe it's going to work. We set it up for success. We optimize the environment to make sure that our body can take over. We get as much out of our own way as we can, and allow this healing machine of our bodies to take over. And that healing machine is not just, fixing the scratch on my hand. It is repairing us emotionally, repairing us energetically, repairing us physically in organs, systems. They will find a way to repair when we get out of our own way and we trust to a point. I mean, there is a point, I will say this as the disclosure, that there is a time and place for conventional medicine. There is a time and place for energy work. There is a time and place for any kind of healing, alternative or not. It does work magic when they're all working together, keeping track of each other and supporting each other, and giving us what we need to optimize our environment. But there is this trusting that we need to do where we can't come in with the attitude of like, well, I tapped every day for 5 minutes and like, I don't know, still haven't won the lottery, you know, still haven't this, still haven't that. That's the attitude. That's the being part, that whole like 80% of that iceberg. Those pieces are not being met to create that whole goal of the being or the doing and the being, coming into a place where we're trusting. And even though it's uncertain, you know, how does this work? How does this touching my eyebrow here, like, how does that do anything? And the answer is, you know, there's a lot of stuff in our body that over the hundreds of years that it's been studied, we do not know where that electric charge comes from that stimulates the node in our heart to beat. We don't know exactly how everything happens under our skin with that fascia that is its own intelligent organ. We don't understand it. We don't know. We cannot look at it and understand and predict how it's going to react because it's an intelligent tissue. We don't know. There's nothing measuring it. Why does it work to get some needles in our body and then anxiety is gone, or pain in our toe is gone, or the hip is feeling better, or the headache is not as bad? It's not our place. Our body already knows. Our body is already doing it. Those things that come in from the outside are ancient wisdom tools that we are so privileged to have and incorporate into our life. And they're very simple, and they're very where the trusting isn't there and the uncertainty is mounting up of not understanding how it works. There is a part of your body that knows what to do. It knows how to heal a scratch on your body. You do not have to coach it. You do not have to tell it when to send in this or when to send in that. But we do support it. We do optimize the environment for its healing. We wash it, we cover it, or we give it air. We can put some antibiotic on it. We can get some stitches if we need stitches. But at the end of the day, our body is always healing itself. Our body is a healing machine. And again, that's physically and emotionally and energetically. Our body is a healing machine. So when we satisfy the majority of those things that I was just talking about with the being as part of the healing and the being as part of the whole journey, it changes the things that we notice. It changes the opportunities that we find, and it changes the outcomes when we believe in the outcomes. So I just totally lost my train of thought. Bringing it all together, like finding that balance of the being and the doing, it really sets us up for success. So in saying this in the beginning of the video, the being and the doing is very important. The being present, the being in the trusting, the being in the place where it's coming together. And we're being the change we want to see in the world. That has put me in a place where I've decided to do Let's Talk Tuesday only on the first Tuesday of each month. I think it'll make attendance a little bit easier, where it's not every week. And I also think that it's going to make the content a little bit more focused. And then I think I would like to see a little bit more of a theme showing up in the regular content that I'm putting up on YouTube, as well as what we talk about on Tuesdays, the first Tuesday of the month, as well as things that are going up in the social media areas. It's really becoming very overwhelming to be trying to prepare for everything, and having this every Tuesday and switching gears and having it once is going to be super awesome for all these different pieces to come together a little bit more and fit into that puzzle tightly. So the other thing that's kind of throwing the wrench in things, which is a good thing for sure, is community events. Oh, I love my community events. I love them. I love them. So I have some on the calendar. We did one in May, which was super fun. And June, I'm feeling like we did not do one in June. And coming up here in July, this Thursday, I'm running a vision board workshop where I'm going to be talking a little bit about vision boards, what they can do for us, how we can use them in creative ways, how we can help communicate this big piece that we want. And the vision board itself is a great tool to set us up for being in a place of focusing on the being of our goal, not just the doing. Vision board can incorporate both, but it's very emotional. It's a very charged, it's a very intentional collage of what you want to see in your life, which is great. So that's going to be happening in person at the Candor Free Library in Candor, New York. That address is 2 Bank Street. The space is limited. So if you are interested, shoot me an email and get on that list so I can make sure I have enough supplies. And I have the room set up to have us spaced out as we needed to be. There is also the option of doing a Zoom. So virtually attending this. So you'll obviously have to get your own supplies together, but you'll be able to hear the discussion about the vision boards and what they can do for us, and then have any guidance that you would want during our time together. So we have 2 hours, and the talk is going to take maybe 15 or 20 minutes at the most, and then just get down and get into looking through magazines, Google imaging. The library has said that we can print, each person can print a few pages on the color printer, so we can have a nice, colorful, vibrant display of whatever we want. I've also put together a packet of like inspirational examples of vision boards. So some of them are very organized, some of them are very messy, some of them have lots of words, some of them have only pictures. So you'll have lots of examples to look through. I want to say that there's probably like 30 pictures or so. So it's like 30 examples of what they could look like. And the Zoom meeting, if you're interested, you obviously need to get a hold of me so I can send you the Zoom meeting link. And I'll start Zooming that a few minutes after. The library opens at 6. And once I get the computer set up, then I will start that Zoom meeting. And in August, that upcoming event is a book discussion group, which I decided to call that Let's Check This Out Together. And I'm focusing on books that the Finger Lakes Library System, which I live in the Finger Lakes region, has a lot of the book available. So it's very realistic that you don't have to buy it. You for sure can if you want to. But the book that we'll be discussing in August is The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It is such a wonderful little book. I love this thing. And it's amazing. The library has 12 copies. It has 12 paper copies. It has a large print version. It has an ebook or 2, possibly. I think there's more than 1 ebook available. And then it has CDs and audio. And it's a very short book, 150 pages. Most, I would say 100 of those pages have full words to read. And it's really, I want to say a quick read. It's a short book. I'll say that. It's a short book. There's a lot of information to digest. So we're going to be meeting twice to discuss it. The first 80 pages, we're going to meet August 8th. Again, you can Zoom to join the meeting, or you can be in person. This is going to be at the Candor Library again. So August 8th is a Sunday. August 12th of that same week is a Thursday. So August 8th will be at 1 o'clock. I'm not sure if I said that. And August 12th will be at 6 p.m. And we'll discuss the second half of the book on the 12th. And we can have a review if there's more people that come on the 12th than the 8th. We can, talk about the whole thing to make sure we're connected. And this information I feel like is so valuable, and it really ties into, what is that backstory that's going on in our head all the time? So I can bring a lot of ideas to offer for the group that comes together, and how we can incorporate this into our lives, these belief systems, these very simple belief systems. And simple does not mean easy. It just means simple. And ways to shed any baggage that is keeping us from really thriving and already being engaged in a more positive experience with these 4 agreements, these 4 simple ways of living. There's baggage there that is in your way, and there's a story that's in your way. So those are the upcoming events. I am so excited to do the community events. I absolutely love them. Both of these events are free. Like I said, it's set up so the book is very available for free if you choose to go that route. And with the vision board workshop on Thursday, I did put out there that it's a free will donation to the library. All that money goes to the library. I'm supplying as much supplies as possible. They're supplying the space for free. And I can't wait to have that awesome supportive environment. So get in touch with me about signing up for those events, just to be sure that we have enough space figured out. And I guess that's kind of it. Please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Please make sure that you like this video. Give me a comment, please. And connect with me, because I love that as much as community events, or maybe even more. So my name is Sarah. I'm here from Aligned with Sarah, and I am looking forward to being connected with you again soon. Have a great night.